chosen one, only 30 seconds are left. God is releasing a huge amount of money. Listen closely, my chosen one, because this moment is not ordinary and it is not small. When I say that only 30 seconds are left, it means that a shift is already unfolding around your life, and heaven has already begun moving things that you cannot yet see. I am revealing this so you understand that what is coming is not luck, not coincidence, and not human favor alone, but a door I am opening with my own hands. The release of money I speak about is connected to restoration, provision, and the reward for endurance you showed during seasons when nothing seemed to move. If you receive this with faith, pause for a moment and comment, Amen. You have walked through nights where the numbers in your life did not make sense. Bills appeared before opportunities, responsibilities weighed more than your resources, and there were moments when you wondered how long you could continue carrying everything. Yet while you were worrying about tomorrow, I was already arranging answers beyond what your eyes could measure. The 30 seconds I speak about is a spiritual signal that what looked delayed was actually being prepared with precision and care. If this moment touches your heart and you feel the urgency of what I am revealing, take a second to like the video so more hearts who need hope can also see it. The money I am releasing is not simply currency moving from one hand to another. It represents relief from pressure that has quietly followed you, the lifting of a weight you carried longer than many people ever understood. I have seen the silent prayers you whispered when no one else was around, and I have seen the strength it took for you to keep going when discouragement tried to convince you to stop believing. What I release now carries purpose, because I do not bless you only to survive, but to step forward into the plans I placed inside your life long ago. Every step that seemed wasted was actually building the path to this moment. You must also understand something deeper about the timing I am speaking of. When I say 30 seconds, I am speaking about urgency in the spirit, a moment where preparation meets release. I have been aligning circumstances, people, and opportunities in ways that you could never organize on your own, and those alignments are beginning to meet each other right now. Some blessings come quietly, but others arrive suddenly, and this one belongs to the kind that shifts the atmosphere around your life. The doors opening ahead will not always look dramatic at first, but they will carry the provision that changes what once felt impossible. There were moments when you felt forgotten, while others seemed to move forward faster. You watched opportunities pass by, and sometimes you wondered if the same kind of breakthrough would ever reach your own hands. But I have never measured your journey against anyone else's timeline, because the path I designed for you carries its own appointed moments. The release I am speaking of now is connected to that design, not to comparison, not to competition, and not to human approval. I prepare blessings in ways that unfold at the exact time they are meant to strengthen you. Some of what I am bringing will arrive through opportunities you did not expect. A conversation, an idea, or a connection may appear suddenly and begin opening doors that once seemed sealed. Do not dismiss small beginnings when they appear, because provision often starts quietly before it grows into something undeniable. I am guiding your steps so that what reaches your hands will also grow through wisdom and stewardship. Comment 1010. The money I release is also meant to restore confidence inside you. Long seasons of struggle can make a person question their worth, their ability, and even the promises they once believed about their future. I know the thoughts that crossed your mind during those heavy days when progress felt distant and discouragement whispered louder than hope. But your perseverance has been seen in heaven, and perseverance is never ignored where I am concerned. The blessing ahead is not random. It is connected to the endurance you carried when quitting would have been easier. You will also notice something else changing as this unfolds. Peace will begin replacing the tension that once filled your thoughts about finances and stability. Instead of constantly calculating how to stretch what you have, you will begin recognizing the ways I provide beyond your expectations. This shift may begin gradually, but once it starts, you will realize that the pressure that followed you for years is slowly losing its power. I do not remove burdens only to replace them with fear again. There are people who underestimated the strength that carried you this far. Some assumed your quiet faith would eventually fade when challenges continued longer than expected. They did not understand that I was the one sustaining your heart, even when you felt exhausted. The blessing approaching your life will become a testimony that faith held through hardship is never wasted. What I release through your life will also encourage others who are still walking through their own waiting seasons. Remain attentive to the small instructions that come to your heart in the coming days. Sometimes provision is connected to courage, the courage to step into a door you once hesitated to approach. I will guide you, and I will also protect you from paths that do not belong to your journey. Trust that the same hand preparing this release will also help you walk wisely with what you receive. Your future is not being shaped by fear, but by the promise I placed over your life. Hold on to peace as these changes unfold, because peace will keep your mind steady while new opportunities appear. You do not have to chase every open door or rush ahead in anxiety. I will show you the ones meant for you, and the right doors will carry a clarity that does not leave confusion behind. What I give is never meant to trap you in pressure, but to strengthen your path forward. The reason this moment feels urgent is because preparation has already been happening behind the scenes of your life. What seemed like delays were actually adjustments, placing each piece exactly where it needed to be. Now the movement is beginning to surface, where you can finally see it. The blessing of provision is not a distant idea anymore, but something stepping closer with each passing moment. Do you know why people everywhere are suddenly talking about this 7-second CIA ritual? A brainwave technique that allegedly leaked from the CIA is reportedly changing lives across the globe. Supported by neuroscience, this short 7-second practice is helping everyday people attract money, freedom, and luxury into their lives. If you are seeing this right now, you are lucky because the page might disappear soon. Click the link in the description and comments to discover the secret before it gets removed. Every delay you experienced was shaping your character, strengthening your patience, and teaching you wisdom about the value of what I place in your hands. Many people only see the arrival of provision, but they never see the preparation that made it possible. You, my chosen one, have walked through that preparation step by step. There were days when the waiting felt heavy and endless. You carried responsibilities that seemed larger than your strength, and sometimes you wondered if relief would ever arrive. Yet, even during those moments when your heart felt tired, you continued moving forward instead of turning away from faith. That quiet endurance spoke louder in heaven than any words you could have spoken. The blessing approaching you now is connected directly to that endurance. The money I am releasing is not meant to create pride inside you. It is meant to create stability, peace, and the ability to breathe again without constant pressure resting on your shoulders. I know the nights when you calculated every small detail, trying to stretch what you had just enough to survive another week. I watched you carry worries you never showed to anyone else because you did not want others to feel the weight you were already carrying. That kind of quiet strength never goes unseen where I am concerned. When provision begins flowing into your life, Remember the lessons that were formed during your waiting season. Those lessons will protect you from mistakes that often appear when blessings arrive suddenly. I have allowed you to experience both lack and endurance, so that when abundance appears, you will recognize its true value. Wisdom will guard the blessing just as much as the blessing strengthens your life. This is why your preparation mattered so deeply. There will be moments ahead when you look back and realize how carefully every step was arranged. The connection that seemed random will suddenly make sense. The opportunity that looked small will grow into something far more meaningful than you expected. Even conversations that once seemed ordinary will reveal themselves as part of a greater design. My work often unfolds quietly until the moment when the full picture becomes clear. You may also notice that some people around you will react differently when your situation begins to change. Some will celebrate sincerely because they have seen your struggles and understand how much this breakthrough means. Others may feel confused because they did not understand what you were carrying during the hidden seasons. Do not allow their reactions to distract you from the purpose of what I am doing. Your focus must remain on gratitude and humility. There is another reason why this provision matters beyond your own life. What I release through you will become a light to others who are still walking through difficult seasons. When people witness how I restore what once seemed impossible, their faith begins to grow again. Your story will quietly remind others that waiting seasons do not last forever. Comment 777. Continue walking with calmness in your spirit as this change begins unfolding. Blessings sometimes arrive with excitement, but they also require balance and wisdom. Do not rush ahead trying to control everything the moment new opportunities appear. The same patience that carried you through the difficult seasons will also help you walk wisely through the season of provision. Peace will guide you better than pressure ever could. There were times when discouragement tried to convince you that your faith was pointless. You heard voices, sometimes from outside and sometimes inside your own mind, suggesting that hope was foolish and that nothing would change. Yet something inside you kept holding on even when the road felt long. That quiet persistence is one of the reasons you are standing at this moment now. Faith held through hardship always carries a reward. You must also understand that the blessing I release is not limited to numbers or financial figures alone. True provision also includes peace of mind, stability in your home, and the confidence that tomorrow no longer needs to be feared. When those things begin appearing together, you will recognize the depth of what I am placing in your life. Money without peace can never truly satisfy a heart. But when provision arrives together with peace, the result becomes lasting strength. As you move forward, remain attentive to the guidance that rises gently within your heart. I will often lead you through quiet impressions, ideas, and moments of clarity that appear when you are calm and attentive. These moments of guidance will help you make wise decisions with what you receive. Trust that I am not only providing resources, but also direction. When both are present, your path becomes steady. Do not allow fear to return once the blessing begins unfolding. Sometimes people who have endured long seasons of lack struggle to believe that stability can actually remain. They expect the ground to collapse again because they have grown used to uncertainty. But I am teaching you to live differently now. Stability is not something you need to fear when it comes from my hand. You will also notice that gratitude becomes stronger inside your heart during this season. Gratitude keeps your spirit grounded and protects your mind from arrogance or distraction. It reminds you where the blessing came from and why it was released in the first place. The more gratitude fills your heart, the clearer your path will remain. Gratitude creates space for even greater blessings to unfold. There are also people whose lives will quietly benefit from what I place in your hands. Some will receive encouragement, some will receive support, and others will simply see hope through your journey. The blessing flowing through your life will ripple outward in ways you may not immediately recognize. This is one of the reasons I prepare people carefully before releasing provision. Blessings are meant to touch more than one life. Could a brain ritual revealed by the CIA be the fastest way to step into a life of luxury? Recently uncovered CIA research has brought attention to a powerful brainwave method that is helping ordinary individuals attract wealth almost instantly. This simple 7-second ritual you can do at home has been confirmed by 4 neuroscience labs. People are moving from debt to dream homes, luxury cars, and vacations. If you are seeing this, consider yourself fortunate, because this page could be taken down soon. Click the link in the description and comments to learn the secret before it disappears. Stay humble, stay peaceful, and stay attentive as these changes continue. The new season opening before you carries both opportunity and responsibility, but you will not walk through it alone. The same presence that carried you through your darkest moments will remain beside you as you step into brighter days. Remember the nights when you thought no one noticed your struggles. Remember the quiet prayers you whispered when exhaustion filled your heart. I heard every word, even the ones you never spoke aloud. Those moments of honesty and faith are part of the reason this blessing is now approaching your life. What begins unfolding now is not the end of your journey, but the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter where provision begins replacing pressure and hope begins replacing uncertainty. Walk forward calmly, my chosen one, because the path ahead is opening step by step. Hold on to the peace that is settling over your life. That peace is the first sign that something new has already begun. When peace arrives before the visible breakthrough, it means the foundation is already being laid. Continue trusting what you sense inside your heart. Sometimes it begins like a quiet sunrise that gradually fills the horizon with light. As this sunrise begins touching the edges of your life, you will feel a new kind of calm settling inside your spirit. You have carried many burdens in silence. There were responsibilities you accepted because you felt there was no other choice. While others were resting comfortably, you were trying to find a way to hold everything together. That kind of strength is rarely noticed by people who have never walked through the same valley. But heaven has watched every step of your journey. Nothing about your perseverance has been ignored or forgotten. The blessing that is approaching you is not only about money appearing in your hands, it is about removing the constant pressure that tried to convince you that survival was the only future available to you. I am lifting that weight so you can begin walking in a different rhythm of life, a rhythm where peace begins replacing worry and confidence begins replacing fear. This change will not happen overnight in every area, but it will begin unfolding steadily. You must also understand that provision often opens doors to opportunities that were once hidden from your view. When pressure dominates a person's life, it becomes difficult to see beyond the next urgent problem. But when stability begins returning, your mind becomes clearer and your vision expands. New ideas will start appearing, and paths that once seemed impossible will begin looking reachable. This is another part of the blessing I am releasing. There were days when you questioned whether your efforts were leading anywhere meaningful. You worked, you tried, you hoped, yet the results sometimes seemed painfully small. But every step you took during those seasons was building strength inside you. Strength that will now help you carry the responsibilities that come with greater provision. I never waste the effort of someone who refuses to quit. The doors opening ahead will not require you to abandon your integrity. You will not need to compromise your values or walk in deception to receive what I have prepared for you. What I release into your life will come through paths that allow you to remain honest and steady. This is important because blessings that arrive through compromise often bring hidden burdens with them. The provision I give is meant to bring peace, not confusion. As the days move forward, remain attentive to the quiet guidance that rises within your spirit. I will lead you toward the opportunities that belong to your journey and gently steer you away from the ones that do not. Sometimes my direction will come through unexpected ideas or sudden clarity during moments of stillness. When that happens, listen carefully. Those moments often carry the guidance that keeps your path steady. Many people lose their sense of gratitude once their struggles begin fading. They forget the nights when they prayed desperately for relief. But I know your heart, and I know that the memory of those nights will keep humility alive inside you. Gratitude will remain one of the strongest protections around the blessing you receive. When your heart stays grateful, pride loses its power. There will also be moments when others ask how your situation changed. Some will want to understand the path that brought you to this new season. You do not need complicated explanations to answer them. Your story will speak through the peace they see in your life and the stability that begins surrounding you. Sometimes the quiet evidence of a transformed life says more than words ever could. Your journey will remind people that faith does not always produce instant results. Sometimes faith must walk through long corridors of waiting before the door finally opens. But when the door opens, the strength developed during the waiting season becomes a powerful testimony. The path you walked will encourage others who are still struggling to believe that change is possible. Comment 333. Do not become anxious about how everything will unfold. Anxiety tries to push people into rushing ahead before the right moment arrives. But the season you are entering requires calm trust rather than hurried decisions. Walk slowly and attentively so you can recognize each step as it appears. The clearer your mind remains, the easier it will be to recognize the direction I am guiding you. There will also be times when you feel a sense of disbelief about the changes taking place. After walking through hardship for so long, it can feel strange when stability begins appearing. Part of you may wonder if the improvement will truly last. But I am teaching your heart to live without that constant fear. Stability is not something you must resist when it comes from my hand. I am also strengthening your ability to manage what you receive wisely. Provision without wisdom can disappear quickly, but provision guided by wisdom becomes a foundation that lasts. You will notice yourself thinking differently about decisions and opportunities. The lessons learned during your difficult seasons will quietly guide you away from choices that once seemed tempting but carried hidden risks. Have you heard about the hidden ritual the government supposedly does not want people to discover? Imagine spending only 7 seconds and watching your debts disappear while wealth flows into your life. A leaked CIA document, along with confirmation from 4 leading neuroscience labs, suggests this technique is real. Families who once struggled financially are now stepping into dream homes and living with peace of mind. However, this information may not stay online for long. Click the link in the description and comments before it vanishes. Another change you will experience is the return of hope. During times of struggle, hope can become faint and distant. A person begins focusing only on survival instead of dreaming about the future. But hope will begin growing again inside you as the pressure around your life starts lifting. With hope comes vision, and with vision comes the courage to build something meaningful. There are also relationships in your life that will grow stronger during this season. People who truly care about you will celebrate the stability returning to your path. Their support will become a reminder that you were never meant to carry everything alone. Healthy connections bring strength during seasons of growth, just as they do during seasons of struggle. At the same time, you may notice some people drifting away quietly. This is not something you need to fear or resist. Sometimes when a new season begins, certain connections fade because they were only meant to walk beside you for a specific chapter of your journey. Allow these changes to happen naturally, without bitterness. Every step of your path is being guided carefully. Peace will continue becoming more noticeable in your daily life. Instead of waking each day with a heavy sense of pressure, you will begin experiencing a calm confidence that things are finally shifting in your favor. That peace is not accidental. It is one of the first signs that the blessing already began moving toward you. Your faith has carried you through seasons where the road ahead looked uncertain and overwhelming. That same faith will now carry you into a season where doors begin opening with greater clarity. You do not need to force those doors open yourself. Simply remain attentive, patient, and grateful as each opportunity appears. Remember that I am not only the source of the blessing, but also the guide who helps you walk through it wisely. When you feel uncertain about a decision, return to quiet moments where your heart can listen clearly. Guidance often appears during those still moments when distractions fade away. What lies ahead of you is not simply a temporary improvement, but the beginning of a more stable chapter in your life. The years of endurance you carried are now turning into years of restoration. Continue walking forward with humility and faith. People will notice the calm that now rests in your spirit and the steadiness returning to your path. They may not fully understand what has happened, but they will sense that something powerful has changed in your life. That change began the moment heaven decided that your season of pressure had reached its limit. You must remember that the journey which brought you here was never meaningless. Every difficult step, every tear that fell in silence, and every moment when you wondered if anyone was listening was recorded before me. I saw the way you kept moving forward when discouragement whispered that nothing would ever improve. Even when your strength felt thin, you chose to continue believing that a breakthrough could still arrive. That quiet determination became the foundation upon which this new season is now being built. The provision entering your life will do more than settle temporary problems. It will begin restoring confidence that was slowly worn down during years of struggle. Long seasons of uncertainty can make a person question their worth and their direction. But as stability begins appearing around you, that lost confidence will slowly return. You will start seeing yourself not as someone merely surviving, but as someone stepping into a life with purpose and direction again. Many people around the world live with a constant sense of fear about tomorrow. Fear whispers that resources will disappear, opportunities will close, and hope will eventually run out. But the blessing being released into your life is designed to quiet that fear. I am replacing the uncertainty that once surrounded you with a foundation that allows your heart to breathe again. The road ahead will not be free from challenges, but it will no longer be dominated by the same pressure that once followed you everywhere. You may also notice that your thinking begins changing in subtle ways. Instead of focusing only on what might go wrong, your mind will begin noticing what is possible again. When a person has lived too long in survival mode, dreaming about the future becomes difficult. But the restoration I bring does not only affect your finances, it also renews your vision. You will start imagining possibilities that once felt distant or unreachable. At times, you will pause and look back at the road behind you. In those moments, you will clearly see how many obstacles you managed to overcome. What once felt like endless hardship will slowly appear as a training ground that strengthened your spirit. The strength you gained there will now help you handle the opportunities arriving ahead. I did not allow those experiences to shape you without purpose. The blessing entering your life will also bring a renewed sense of responsibility. When provision arrives after a long season of struggle, it carries both freedom and stewardship. You will begin understanding that what I place in your hands is meant to be managed with wisdom and care. This understanding will guide many of the decisions you make in the coming days. Wisdom will quietly protect the stability that is forming around your life. Some of the opportunities that appear before you may seem simple at first glance. They may not look like dramatic turning points when they first arrive. But if you remain attentive, you will recognize that these opportunities carry seeds of something greater. Many of the most powerful changes in life begin as small steps that gradually grow into something significant. There will also be moments when gratitude fills your heart unexpectedly, perhaps during a quiet morning or while reflecting on how far you have come. You will feel a deep sense of appreciation for the journey itself. Gratitude has a powerful effect on the spirit. It keeps your heart humble while also reminding you of the goodness that guided you through difficult times. When gratitude lives inside you, blessings find a peaceful place to grow. Your story will eventually reach people who are still walking through seasons of uncertainty. They may see your progress and begin wondering how change became possible for you. Without even realizing it, you will become a quiet encouragement to those who feel discouraged. Your journey will remind them that endurance can lead to restoration, even when the road feels long. Comment 1515. Could a secret discovery connected to the CIA explain why many people are suddenly living in luxury? Newly surfaced CIA research reveals a brain technique that attracts wealth almost effortlessly. The ritual takes only 7 seconds, can be practiced at home, and is supported by 4 neuroscience labs. People are leaving financial struggles behind and enjoying luxury lifestyles today. But this information might be removed soon. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. As you move forward, do not allow pride to take the place of gratitude. Pride often appears when people forget the seasons that once shaped their character. But you have walked through too much to forget where your strength truly came from. The humility that grew inside you during difficult years will continue protecting your heart. Humility keeps blessings from becoming burdens. You will also notice that peace continues growing stronger within you. The restless feeling that once followed you everywhere will slowly fade away. Instead of constantly worrying about what might collapse tomorrow, you will begin experiencing confidence that the ground beneath your feet is finally steady.